Once again, thank you for coming. We really want to make your time very productive and useful. This is an interactive session, so most of what you see will be demos and demos around Office 365. Also, there will be some demos and introduction of other services which are independent of Office, but equally potent or useful for the customers out there. So please jump in anytime you have any question, any feedback, and I will incorporate it inside. Also, if you have any questions, we can spend more time on one subject. And if you already know a subject well, I can actually fast forward it so that we keep it to your interest. The focus of the session will be on what typically end users in an education environment need. So these are students, of course, that's the largest body of population in our customer space in terms of number, in terms of volume. And then, of course, the teachers who make all the difference in the quality of education and the quality of output they produce in terms of, adults, children who have studied and coming out, and staff. So rather than taking the tool names or Office product names, I will start with the agenda, which is more around the activities. Okay. And we will start off. This is our agenda today. Based upon the brief which I got earlier and from my colleagues in Sri Lanka who work with you on a day-to-day basis, I put up 4 points for you. The first activity I lined up as an end objective was how do I plan and schedule my work? So when we say how do I stands for applicability to teachers, staff, and students. Everybody has to plan and schedule their work so they're able to do it well, do it on time, and are producing good results. So in doing that, we will use a tool for Office, and I will unveil or name it and show you later. Then secondly, we will do the activity whose end objective is how does anybody in an education institute in a school produce or express their ideas, their thoughts, their innovative created project reports or whatever it may be in a web-friendly way so that it can be shared over social media with the teachers, within the group in the project which they are working. Third one is how do our end customers make engaging and interactive content material, which also has analytics and evaluation insights in who did how or how well did they take that activity. Typically, it will apply to teachers. Okay. And then finally, my favorite topic, we will go to digital note taking. I mean, we have all been using notebooks, schools in colleges, but today we will go a little deeper into see why and how digital notebook is the thing and nothing beats that. Okay, moving on. How do we see all this? Let me make the window a little smaller. It might be getting in the way of your view. Oh, I can't. Let me move it down. So now you see, first activity, we will basically use Office 365 Planner, and you will need an Office 365 tenant for that. So we will set up a tenant. I have some demo tenants also, and we will go through the activities, right? I would like you, and I hope you have worked on the pre-work, which I sent out, and the idea was so that you are able to make full use of the session. Number 2 activity, the web-friendly expression, we will use Sway. So I will show you how easily and quickly anybody, even a primary school student, can use and make a Sway, and how impressive it can be. All that it needs is a Microsoft Live ID. And I hope everybody of you have a Live ID. Do you? Just a show of hands so I can see. Do you all have a Microsoft Live ID, Outlook.com address or Hotmail? Excellent, great. Then we will use Office Mix for the third activity, which is about creating engaging material, interactive material. And there we again need the Live ID. And finally, digital note taking will be using OneNote. Okay. Let me move on. But in case any inputs, any thoughts, any comments, please feel free to chime in now. All right. If nothing, then we are moving to our part one, which is how does our teacher. So when you go to the customers, the prospects, and you're talking to them, whether it is the staff, administrators who are tasked with creating or choosing potent, useful tools for teaching, or the teachers themselves, you could use what I'm going to show you today and now. So I'm going to move to this example office mix which I created, and I'll show you each step. I had also sent you this office mix yesterday. Click the link and try out the office mix I sent out in the invite mail.
Yeah, there are few now.
Oh, lovely. Excellent. Thank you for that time. Right. So for office mix, there is an absolutely new ribbon which you see on your screen, and I'm moving the mouse around the mix. This can be downloaded for free from the website, which I've already provided in the invite. I hope you have had opportunity and time to download the Office Mix plugin and install it. So again, if it is there, then please, as I'm talking now, you could start PowerPoint on your systems and follow along as I'm going. Okay, so I will welcome you to do that now. Also, if you have any question as I go along, please don't hesitate and don't hold it back, right? So a lot of things can be done from Office Mix, but let's take a very, very simple approach. Now here in this example, imagine I'm probably a lower primary teacher who is creating teaching material to engage my students, and it's about mammals. So I already know how to use PowerPoint. Since I'm a teacher of primary school, I don't have IT skills. I don't know deep knowledge about systems, but still I want to use cloud-based technology to create a wonderful piece of engaging material for my students. So that's what we're going to do. Now, I can say PowerPoint is something which is very, very well known in most of the countries, including Sri Lanka as well. If that is not the case, please do let me know. But usually you will find teachers, students, they all know how to use PowerPoint. So Office Mix is the same set of skills, and that is important thing to highlight to the customer, that in using Office Mix, there is no fundamentally new thing to be learned. So I created a slide like you do in PowerPoint. I started here, insert slide. For some reason my mouse is sluggish. Okay, never mind, let's bear with it. And then I introduced this slide. I got pictures of animals which I want to show to my students, and then I went to Office Mix. So in other words, first, to use Office Mix, first you just create a normal PowerPoint slide, no difference. But once you have done that, then you can use these power commands. I will show you one at the moment, which is the first one, the slide recording. So in this case, for example, when I wanted when my students see this page with a lot of pictures, I'm able to give them some commentary. So to put that inside, you can just say record up on the top here, and you can start the recording. It is actually already started. So I could be telling my students, hey children, here are some animals which will be of interest to you, and we'll be talking it about the class when you come. So I would like you to write down some sentences about one or two of these pictures. Maybe you like chimpanzee, so write about the chimpanzee. Maybe your favorite animal is horse, or you are the one who like lion a lot, right? Stop. So here I'm just skipping the moment I do the recording, and all the annotations which I make, and you can see I can make different type of annotations. I can take a thick pen, thinner pen, different colors. I can rub it. I can keep the sound recorded. I can select which camera to use. So right now it is choosing the integrated camera. So I'll just say no camera. And here is a recording I've already done, while preparing this particular one. So if I preview it, sorry, you'll not be able to hear the sound, but I'm basically just engaging my students here. Okay. Let me come out of that mode. End the show. So this tool of recording allows you to create instruction-oriented content. In this video, I could be actually showing my students maybe even an experiment, right? So, I do know Sri Lanka is a big country, and if there is a scope and some of the students would like to learn from distance, that is, teacher is in one place, maybe on the East Coast, and the students on the other side, this kind of a facility can be used. Are you all with me? So far, so good?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I'll move to the next page. When I say next page, again, it is the same slide concept of PowerPoint, nothing different. On the next page, I want to give my students some support in their learning. How do teachers support learning of students? Well, they give them notes, they point them to resources, they give them, various places they can actually go and discover things, right? So in this second example, I'm using the second command, the quizzes video apps. So this is the second super command of Office Mix. In this command, you see it's like a store with many applications. Now I want to give my students some background about mammals. Okay, the time. Okay, so this app has been provided by CK12, which is a popular publisher, and they have provided various topics of science herein. So, for example, I could go into this. Within that, there are many topics available, and based on the lesson that our teachers are teaching their students, they will be able to pick whatever they want. So the key idea is that they are able to provide. Sorry, I'm losing my mouse sometimes. They are able to provide something for students to use to learn the topic which has been provided. Okay. Now, once that is done, typically in a learning situation, I would like to tell my students something, answer their questions, support their understanding, and then ask the questions in form of a quiz or a test to understand if they got the concepts and can I move into the next topic. So again, the same tool on the left, quizzes and video apps, allows you different type of questions to be put inside, true or false, multiple choice, different type of multiple choice questions. This is a response. This is a multiple choice. Okay. So here I've already put it inside. So I'm repeating, a teacher with no coding experience, who doesn't understand how to put these kind of constructs inside, will be able to do this. So when I introduce it, I put inside the question. So I'm asking a question, what are the two defining characters of the mammal? I can give students hint. So here I have put the hint that mammals produce milk for the young ones and need to conserve body heat. I can give two hints if I like. And then I give the various choices. And in these choices also, there is no limit on number. It can be any number of choices. You can put 2, 3, I put 4, it can be 5, 6 or whatever. Which are the right choices? So the green arrows that you see on the screen represent the right choices. So this teacher, when he or she is putting in the question, is putting right and wrong answers. So I put body hair, which is correct. So I've made that as a green tick. So that is a very simple way of creating a question. Actually, at this moment, if you like, you could click the link I sent you yesterday, this specific office mix, and you will get an experience of what a student will experience once the mix is complete. Okay. Feel free to do that. Now, I will move on to the next one. Okay, tell me when you see a true and false question on your screen. So this is a second type of question. And this question again has come from that second command, quiz, videos and apps. And this is the true and false, right? So the question is on the top. The teacher can click on the bulb and give a hint. The teacher can allow or not allow retries. And again, which is the correct answer, the teacher can specify by clicking on the tick on the right. So you see, in this place, false is the right answer. But the main key thing of showing all this to you is when you go to those end user, your customers, our end users, you need to highlight that all this is done without the teacher knowing how to program to create such kind of an app, a question app. That's the main point being conveyed to you here.
Once the mix is complete, the teacher wants to get his mix to his students. Now again, without any IT skills or system knowledge, using this command, the teacher can upload the mix to the cloud in his Office Mix account, accessed by using the live ID, either outlook.com or hotmail.com. He can route the new mix, so in our case it's a new mix or existing mix after editing it, and click on next. With this, the Office Mix application will start creating the Office Mix and uploading it to the teacher's account in the cloud. So it will keep telling the teacher about the progress of the creation, processing, and upload. Once the process is complete, it will show the success. Once the mix is complete, the PowerPoint Office Mix command informs the teacher. Teacher can click here and go to his Office Mix. Here you can see the mix I sent you yesterday. I can look at the details, name, description, tags, what kind of permission, URL to send to your users. Without any system or IT knowledge, the teacher is able to leverage cloud, cloud technology for digital learning.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So this is what all I wanted to show you for Office Mix. There is one more thing I wanted to show you to about Office Mix is evaluation analytics. Now again, doing it might be very slow, and that's one reason I want you to actually answer those two questions in my Office Mix. So I have some data to show. But unfortunately, we are not doing that. But I have another way which I'll show you. So this is where I'll shift to a video demo where you will see how a science teacher is using Office Mix before the class to introduce the technical topic, physics topic of electricity and heat to his students, and is also taking a quiz. So when he comes to class, he knows what is the weakness of most of the students. Okay, so shall we roll the video?
Expanding learning spaces pre-class. I am taking over the persona of a middle school science teacher for next about 10 minutes. I'm on the way home after a day's work at school. My mind is on the next day about the session to introduce principles of electricity to my students, the 13-14-year-old. As I settle down for my journey home, I punch into my phone. I'm a progressive educator who uses multiple mediums and delivery methods to reach the young minds. I have posted review material in the cloud and am wondering how my class is leveraging those materials for the session tomorrow. Hmm. Looking at the statistics, I noticed that almost the entire class has accessed the review material. That's wonderful. I also noticed that they are spending almost 5 times the duration of the sections. This may be great. Perhaps I'm capturing their attention and imagination. However, it may also mean that material is confusing and has to be replayed. I take a mental note of that to review it. As I work my way down, I notice I'm losing my students. By the time I reach the quiz, I've lost half of them. Of those who attempted the quiz, 80% did well. Perhaps my material is too easy on those who dropped off were just plain bored. I'm interested in finding out who are the students who are not able to score in such an easy lesson. As I drill down, I can see the scores of my students, the time they spent, attempts, the hints. The less than perfect score for the quiz are by the users I set up for testing. So it's a false alarm. Perhaps it's time to throw a curveball to challenge these young minds and lead into the topic of heat from electricity. I had been thinking about this for some time now. With these thoughts, I settled down to complete my journey home. Once at home, after refreshing, I sit down with the material on the laptop and shift through my sections to the point where I had thought of introducing the item of new level of difficulties for my student in the form of a quiz app from the app store in the office, which provides choice of multiple type of quizzes, introducing a MCQ type of an app that can be mixed and matched with the pictures to support the question. So here I introduce a question based on the picture. Select different type of questions. Here it is going to be a single choice questions. Enter the various choices which the students have to go through to pick the right one. Indicate the correct choice by the green arrow. And once done, quickly test the working of the app again without any programming or system work. Come back to edit. I may want to actually add a hint to support the learning of my students. Ask for a hint, and there the hint is. I may also want to support my students' effort in learning through content that is available within the software using the apps provided by vendor app providers like CK12, GeoGebra, Khan Academy. We introduce a CK12 science app here, which has curated material and look for heat to support this particular exploration by student. Once the app is added, the material is there, giving the student hints of how the subatomic structure of material changes when heated and its implication on electricity. We are ready for uploading the updated content to the cloud. The experience of doing so is painless and again without any coding or system work. Once the upload process is complete, the students can already Take up the challenge of answering the added quiz with the material. In this demonstration, solution components shown are Windows mobile device, Microsoft Productivity Services in the cloud, Office Pro Plus with Office Mix plugin for content creation, analytics and apps, and education content provider material. Thank you.